Hey guys, I'm enzz, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to download Python. Python is an open source programming language, and it's super simple. It's almost like basic English, and it's super powerful. So this is the website, python.org. I'm going to have the website info in the description. We're also going to be downloading Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a text editor, and it's super powerful. It has IntelliSense, and it it's super powerful, and it has a bunch of extensions, and it will allow you to write in many programming languages, and there's very powerful text editors. So we're going to be downloading both of these things. Alright, to start, we're going to download Python. To download Python, what you want to do is go to their website, python.org, and hit download. Go to downloads. Once you've hovered over it, you could probably hit this. Right now it says download for Windows, but I'm not sure what it would say if you're on Mac or Linux. I'm assuming it will register what you're on. So if you're on Mac, then click this, and if it doesn't say Mac right here, or Linux, or whatever operating system you're using, go down to whatever one you're using. So there's Mac OS, and then other platforms too. So I'm gonna hit download for Windows because I'm on Windows. So this is Python 3. People sometimes use Python 2, but Python 3 is like the newer version. So yeah. And then once it's downloaded, and it should be fairly quick because it's pretty small, you're gonna hit the .exe, and then once you have the setup menu here, you want to make sure to add Python to path. So you want to come down here and click that. Then you want to go up to install now, and once you've hit install now, it should start the installation. Once you have downloaded Python, go to Visual Studio Code, and their website is code.visualstudio.com. I will have this in the description, so go down there and click the link, and it will bring you to this. Alright, so once you're here, click on download for Windows. It should detect what operating your system you're using, but if it doesn't, then click this down arrow, and then it has Linux and Mac too. And so you want to hit stable. You don't want insiders. Insiders is like, it's not very stable, and it's for kind of just experiment. So you want to hit stable. So once you hit it, it'll bring you to this page that's get started, and if you want, you can read through it and see the top extensions and stuff like that, and go through all this. But once it's done downloading, it's fairly small, 55 megabytes. You're going to want to click on it. Once you've clicked on it, you want to hit I accept the agreement, and hit it next. And then if you want a desktop icon, then click create a desktop icon. But if you don't, then leave that unchecked. Don't worry about any of this other stuff. Hit next. And then once you've done all that, hit install, and it will install Visual Studio Code for you. So once you have downloaded Python and Visual Studio Code, you can create a Python file by going, well, first of all, you're gonna have to hit file and then open folder, and what I'd suggest doing is going to documents, and then go right click, and then go down to new, and then create a new folder. And for Mac, I'm not sure how it is, but create a new folder and call that Python. And then once you have that, then you can select that folder and put your projects in there. So once you're in that folder, go up to this icon right here called new file and hit that, and let's just name your first file hello world. So then once you've typed in hello world, you might think to hit enter, but if you do that, it will just create a basic text file. So what you want to do is add the Python extension. The Python extension is what makes it a Python file. So then you're going to want to add .py. So that's a Python extension. So then hit enter. And it might pop up down in this right corner that there's an extension for Python. And if it doesn't, then go down to these 4 boxes. It's called extensions. And then click it. And then you won't have it installed unless you hit install down here. So then you're going to want to type in Python, Python, and click on the top one. It should have a star. And then it will say install and click there. So then once you have it installed, then go back to your file and it should have IntelliSense. IntelliSense is what makes it so it will like autocomplete and stuff. So now once you have this, here is a very basic program that you can write. We're gonna make it say hello world. So we're gonna type in print and see how this box comes up. You can hit tab or enter, whichever one you prefer, or even click on it. And so then once you've hit print, you can hover over it and it will tell you what you can put in there, and it will like explain what it does and that kind of stuff. So what we're gonna do is add parentheses, and then once you have parentheses, you can put in whatever type of data you want for a print statement. So we're gonna add quotations. Quotations are how you make a string. A string is text. So like how this file is called hello world, we're gonna make sure that it's a string. So we're gonna call it hello world. So it's good practice when you're making a file to not have spaces in between your words. But when you're creating a string, it doesn't matter, because the string is just taking the letters and the spaces and any character and then converting it to a string, only if you have the quotations. So now once you have this, you can come to this right corner and hit this play button. Once you've hit the play button, you can drag this up and you should see hello world. It printed out hello world for us. And so that's our most basic thing. And if you want to go more advanced with hello world, let's print hello world on 2 lines. So if you want to make it so it will print on multiple lines like this, so let's say we have hello and then we have world on this next line. It's not going to work because of the way we have set it up. So we need to add 3 quotations on both sides of the parentheses. So now that we've added 3 quotations on both sides of the parentheses, it should print all these lines inside. And I'm going to add a space just so we can tell that it's more separated. So now we can see hello world, and it's in one print statement, but they're all on different lines. So that's how you create a multiple line print statement, is by adding 3 quotations. So that is the most basic thing that you can do in Python. So I hope you liked this tutorial, and I hope it helped you getting into Python. If you want to learn more about Python, I'd recommend going to Python documentation or going to YouTube and searching up videos. But I'd also suggest my beginner tutorial. It's on how to create a calculator, and if you go to that video, the calculator is super simple to make, and it's made for beginners or anybody really. If you're new to programming in general or new to the Python language, you'll be able to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and see ya.